Hey, you must be very tired. I realize that you are waiting for a meaningful sign. So let me speak to you calmly, from my soul to yours. Is it a coincidence that I'm sending you this message right now? No, it's not. It's one of the divine laws of the universe and heaven. Yes, the law of attraction. You feel extremely lucky that I'm sending you this message, don't you? Before moving on to the message, please like the video so that this message can reach other people, dear soul. You must also receive and accept the message with love. If you write, "I received and accepted it with love," in the comments and seal it with 666, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages. Says Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to the message. Today, God spoke your name, together with Archangel Michael. The moment you secretly hoped for will finally come. So he is begging heaven to spare just 1 minute for you. The twist that will shake you the most, though, is this one. A $55 million miracle that could change your life is there in front of you. Additionally, you will not even be aware that you missed this notification if you close it too soon. It's the transfer today, God said. Heaven, however, is watching to see if you will open your hands or turn away. This message isn't random, dear soul. This is why you were forced to witness it. Your spirit paused at this very moment, thanks to God. Because in the spiritual sphere, a heavenly wire has been transmitted while the rest of the world is whirling in ignorance. The vibration of justice, plenty, and healing is carried by this one. Michael is aware of the suffering you've been concealing behind your grin. He is aware that you have been holding on to that dream for a long time, and only you believe it. But now pay close attention. This is more than a simple message. This is a moment, a bright star. Before we continue, let me just say this gently and lovingly. In order to ensure that you never miss another message intended just for you, take a moment to subscribe right away if your heart senses even a small spark or if your soul whispers, "Wait, this feels different." Since you're on the list, Michael is deciding who to warn next. Do not neglect it. The next miracle might be waiting for you in your mailbox with just one click. A bright star. I have something holy and honest to tell you, so take a deep breath. God has worked a miracle with money. The $55 million worth of divine justice that was taken from you, whether via generational barriers, past life covenants, or earthly betrayals, is not only a trickle or a one-day blessing. Finally, around 9 p.m., heaven said, "Enough." Archangel Michael promises that tonight, your name will be spoken in the spirit realm. It's a spiritual transfer. It's not coming from a bank. It's not coming from a human. It's coming from the hand of God himself. And guess what? When your name is called, if your heart isn't in accord, it goes by and gets taken by someone else. Michael is begging for this reason. Do not disregard this. Refrain from leaving. Don't scroll. Because you are the one this time. Enough time has been spent ignoring you. You have witnessed others receive blessings you could only imagine. You have grinned at their wins while inwardly wondering when my turn will come. Heaven says that tonight is your turn, but only if you answer back. It's not about luck either. It has to do with prophecy. Buried beneath the din of your betrayal and heartache, it has been written for years. However, the angel sent to liberate it has just shown up. According to Michael, forces attempted to stall this transaction in order to prevent it from reaching your soul, but they were unsuccessful since you persisted and your spirit had the courage to wait for this message. Can you feel it? That's what I'm going to ask you. That immediate feeling, that surge of energy in your chest, is confirmation, not chance. The next person is selected, the scroll closes, and the miracle rewinds if you close this window now. However, if you decide to stay and trust for 1 more minute, a divine gate will open in your name. The figure is accurate. $55 million. But money isn't the only factor. It concerns the restoration symbol. Realizing what was taken from your ancestry is the key. You'll get the first sign tonight. A stranger's comments, a random email, a dream, or a notification could all bring it. But know this, someone is watching you. Heaven is determining whether you will act or wait. God responded, "I'm not forcing it. I'm offering it." This message didn't yell because, as Michael explains, if you open this message with faith, you trigger a divine unlocking. But if you treat this like just another message, you cancel the angel's mission with your own disbelief. It arrived subtly, as heaven always does when it is trying obedience. There's something going on around you right now, so take another breath. Your energy is changing. They're swinging the gates open. Additionally, your name is resonating across a dimension that is invisible to you yet that your spirit can sense. Stay with me. Do not skip. The time when your breakthrough materializes is almost here. Now that I've spoken that, only your spirit will comprehend, so shut the door behind you. It is the type of truth that enters your bones directly and does not follow reason. This is more than just a night. All of the things they told you would never have are back. Furthermore, God is sick of hearing you suffer in silence. Just 3 days ago, there was a spiritual meeting in heaven about you, says Archangel Michael. It wasn't about your neighbor, your cousin, or someone more qualified, but about you because there is an unclaimed blessing that has been held in escrow for years. It wasn't denied. It was postponed because there were people around you who would have destroyed you the moment you touched it. God had to keep it hidden until your heart stopped pleading for crumbs from the wrong hands and your spirit matured. Now that you're ready, you've crossed the line, you've persevered through fire, and heaven isn't just celebrating, it's activating. Let me clarify. The $55 million is more than just money. Every time you were made fun of, excluded, or told that your dreams were too big, God saw it, heard what they said behind your back, and watched you sob into your pillow while continuing to get up every day to try again. It's spiritual restitution. Tell my chosen one if they just wait until 9 p.m. God is now saying, I will pour out a blessing that will shatter generational chains if they remain in harmony and fully open their hearts. You believe that reading this at this moment is a coincidence? No, heaven is testing your answer. Therefore you've been interrupted by God. Demons were sent to divert you, to make you doubt your value, to keep you trapped in shame, guilt, and fear. But even the darkness is trembling now because you made it this far. If you ignore this, the miracle will pause, and if you accept it, your life will be divided into before and after this night. This is a wealth gate with your name carved in gold. Michael claims they attempted to block it. If you believe that money is unimportant in heaven, keep in mind that it is not about greed but rather about purpose and what you will do with it. God said that this soul will use it to build, heal, free others, restore families, and change nations, but you must pass this time. You were selected to receive a significant amount of wealth because you will not waste it. You have no idea how long this angel has been fighting to get this through, and you nearly missed it yesterday. You must decide that this message wasn't an accident, and you must answer yes before the clock strikes 9 p.m., because after that time, the angel assigned to your breakthrough will depart and the door will close once more. You nearly skipped it last week, but your spirit told you to stay a bit longer. And yes, there are people who will laugh at this and who won't understand your fire, but that's good. Read a little more deeply. That wasn't you. That was the Holy Spirit urging you because God is serious about this one. This isn't a test run. Not because they were called, but because you were. You are the one about whom heaven has been whispering, the one whom the enemy has attempted to destroy since birth, because the wealth in your name isn't ordinary. It's supernatural, the kind of wealth that heals bloodlines, and that's why you've been in so many battles, because hell knew that everything would change if you ever accessed it. And now it's trembling because you're closer than ever. But here's the part no one else will tell you. God will never force this blessing. He needs your permission. He needs a strong yes, not a maybe, not a half-open heart, but a yes so loud that the angels can move into position. Can you trust what your spirit is telling, even if your mind is scared? Let me tell you what I see in the spirit. I see vaults opening, and I see your name glowing on scrolls. I picture your picture on an altar surrounded by flames, Michael brandishing his sword, ready to slay any evil that stood in your path, $55 million wrapped in golden light, awaiting its ultimate destination, and a single word, approved, stamped across the envelope. This is my miracle, this is my moment, I receive it fully, And I say yes, because if you do, something will change within the next 6 hours, and your name will be spoken in the mouths of strangers. However, God will not release it without your consent, because He is an honorable God who will never invade a heart that does not invite Him. Closed doors will suddenly open, and you will know that you have just passed the most important test of your life. This is the kind of night you will tell your future children about, the kind of moment when God changes the course of history, the kind of blessing that makes you whisper and cry in the shower, "And I knew you didn't forget me." And He didn't. Not for a single second. Okay, listen carefully. There's a sacred quiet in heaven that only occurs when a significant change is about to happen. Hold your breath for a moment, because what comes next is not just magnificent, but wholly uncommon and about you. There is an old scroll sealed with gold and wrapped in fire that has been unopened for generations. Not because it was unready, but because the person it was intended for hadn't come in full readiness. Angels have stopped singing right now as your eyes meet these words. Why? Because you are going to be chosen publicly for what God has been preparing you for privately. Archangel Michael is carrying that scroll at the moment, standing in front of the throne and saying, "Father, is it time yet?" That scroll bears your name. It has the blueprints to a destiny so great even you haven't dared to conceive it fully. After centuries of stillness, heaven finally acknowledged that the scroll was indeed your legacy. There's more to it than the $55 million. It's what your purpose is worth. The wealth is linked to your vision. It's the wealth connected to your voice, your talents, and your compliance. You see, when others posted highlight reels, you were busy trying to survive in the quiet regions while others chased fame. You were crying in between prayers, but no one paid attention, while others used their egos to create empires. You were gaining knowledge of the language of religion, one quiet conflict at a time. According to heaven, that was never squandered. No sacrifice, no tears, no surrender at midnight. Tests that would have broken monarchs have been passed by you in silence. People you've loved have left you in pain. Because your spirit knew better, you have turned your back on what your flesh desired. And you have the blessing because of that dear soul. Considering that perfection is not rewarded in paradise. It honors innocence. It incentivizes resiliency. The soul who continued to walk when everything told them to stop is rewarded. In the spirit world, your name will soar tonight. And it's not the only one increasing. As the hour of divine retribution approaches, it is rising with justice, favor, and a heavenly alarm. Standing beside a spiritual portal is Michael. It's protected. It's not available to everyone. The access code, however, is seared into your name. Tonight is the day you are released after being tried, honed, and processed. Here's the holy warning, though. At 9:00 p.m., the gate closes if your spirit isn't open and your heart isn't there. Keen. There are no second chances. No, not now. It's not just another window, after all. This is the cycle's last gate. You have a pattern in your life. Whenever something positive approaches, it is abruptly destroyed. Someone tampers with the opening of every door. Betrayal appears whenever your hopes are raised. According to Michael, it was never a coincidence. That served as a spiritual tactic to keep you worn out, disheartened, and questioning your own light. Because who knows if you ever stood up and declared, "I will never again miss what God has for me," or if you ever totally aligned. After then, the contracts would be canceled, the wealth would be released, and the chains would break. The pattern should be broken tonight. No more delays, no more sabotage, no more false starts, you declare tonight. The night you say is tonight. I won't tell you lies. I get it all. You'll have to pay for this blessing. Your old way of thinking will be lost. You'll lose your fear. You will have to give up the comfort of little dreams. For $55 million is not for the weak. It is reserved for the brave. For those who understand they were put here for more. This riches is not arbitrary. It's been assigned, allotted to the soul that will utilize it for light, healing, legacy, and good. That soul is you, and heaven is watching how you react. The magnitude of what is about to happen increases with each second you continue to believe. Eliminating any doubt is akin to another wall coming down. Each time you mutter, "I trust you, God," an additional angel approaches. Right now, the spirit is trembling and making a sound as the chains are coming off your name. Deaths are vanishing. Unquestionably, destiny is emerging unapologetically while enemies are being silenced. I will not let another take what belongs to my chosen one. Not this time. Not anymore. God declares as Michael nods. He is standing on the brink of your future, the scroll in one hand and a flaming sword in the other. Don't allow fear stop you, he's pleading with you. Do not allow skepticism to hold you back. This is what you were meant to be. Do you not sense it? The presence of the angel is indicated by the pressure in your chest and the tingling in your hands. That is the energy that is generating the miracle. Don't hurry. Take a seat there. Indulge in it. For everything that you have ever asked God for is now requesting you. Yes. Now let's go on. This time, let's delve even further into the aspect of your tale that no one else has grasped completely. Because you're going to get more than just money tonight. It is atonement. I remember when they laughed. I remember how they doubted your vision. God is saying, the you that persevered when no one applauded, the you that poured out love while secretly hoping someone would just notice your heart, the you that gave and gave and gave until you had nothing left but prayer. I remember how they told you to be realistic, but I gave you a prophetic dream instead. Heaven is rewarding the you that did those things. God, I trust you, you whispered even then. That confidence, that shaky mustard seed of faith, has reached heaven even now. It traveled through storms of stillness, gusts of terror, and clouds of uncertainty before arriving before God's throne. God then said, "Now release the reward." Accordingly, when Archangel Michael states that $5,500 will arrive at 9:00 p.m., it is more than a number. Prophetic evidence that the invisible is becoming visible. That the gold was being wrapped around the prayers you believed God had forgotten. That the delays were, in fact, heavenly preludes to something so great. Last year, it would have caused you to break down, but now your spirit is strong. Your soul is in alignment now. Now fire purifies your heart. Also, the angels are coming to crown you, not to console you. I'll tell you what's going on in the invisible. In the treasure chambers of heaven, your name has been called. And your delivery is currently being sent out with one particular angel. Not only in spirit, but also in tangible validation. It could manifest as a phone call, a bank update, an enigmatic deposit, an unanticipated present, a contract that is signed, or a complete reversal. But it will come, according to Michael. And don't wait when it does. Do not minimize it. Never turn down the miracle you've been hoping for. Because you've been taught to have low expectations, to not get your hopes up, and to seem as though you're content with just enough. This is crucial. However, heaven says that survival is over. It's time to prosper now. It will feel like too much of a breakthrough. You'll doubt whether it's genuine, whether you're ready, and whether you're worthy. But those are outdated ideas. Moreover, outdated ideas are out of place in modern times. Because you must embrace this blessing as though you have already held it in your hands in a dream. God gave you hints. The times when you felt content, liberated, and supported. It wasn't a fantasy. Those were sneak peeks. The entire version is currently on the way. Before 9:00 p.m., you must complete 3 tasks. Allow your heart to open. Give up the doubt. Release your fear. Yes, say it aloud. Heaven is right. Talk it out. Make a claim. Be the owner. Declarations are the foundation of heaven. Be patient. It's a timer for the miracle. Avoid letting distractions or low energy deprive you of alignment. It's not like other evenings tonight. A holy countdown is under progress. And a door that has been closed for decades, if not centuries, opens when it hits 0. You always felt that life was yours, and it's behind that door. Up until now, the life seemed far away and unattainable. The $55 million is more than a sum. It serves as identification verification. Because such riches comes only to those who are trusted by God. You're not just any individual. You are a generational rebuilder, a spiritual architect, a wealth-carrying vessel on a mission to change the world. And it begins when you stop doubting and declare, God, I receive it all. No fear, no resistance, no turning back. I'm ready. Archangel Michael is still present, watching, listening, and protecting this moment from any last-minute interference because he is aware of how close you are and how many times you were on the verge of destruction before you arrived, but you made it, and heaven is celebrating you for that. You see, there are times in life when heaven pauses everything. If you're still reading this, then your soul has already answered yes, and the miracle is already on its way. Then pay closer attention because what's about to be stated could be the most significant message your soul ever receives. Your name has been circling heaven for years, but every time your blessing was about to come through, something blocked it. Someone lied, someone gossiped, someone indulged in witchcraft, someone jealously tried to tie your name up in invisible knots. And when the angels stop singing and the spirit stops whispering to the crowd, it's you. Because they knew who you were before you did, they were attacking your identity rather than your money. However, Archangel Michael saw it all, stood by your side when no one else did, and is fighting harder than ever today because this is not just a breakthrough. It's a heavenly refund, and everything you were denied is coming back. Everything you lost is coming back. Everything that was locked is being forced open again, and tonight at 9:00 p.m., the largest financial portal of your life will open. But only if your heart is still open. Not half open, I hope, but completely open, because heaven doesn't operate with hesitation, it operates with conviction. Your faith is so strong that it drowns out all voices of lack. It is so loud that even angels stop to listen to the fire within you. This message, these words, and this very moment are part of a divine test that is being recorded. Yes, recorded. Because God is not only watching what you say aloud, but also what you think behind closed doors. He is watching if you dare to think that $55 million isn't impossible. Because to him, it's not even difficult. God doesn't care about large sums of money. He made the earth and gold. Do you really think that giving you a tiny part of his abundance would be difficult? No, it's not heaven's capacity to provide. Don't miss this, don't rationalize it away. Don't argue yourself out of it as you've done so many times before. Don't let logic ruin your miracle. It's your capacity to receive, which is why Michael is pleading. God says, I chose you for this because I could trust you with it. Because I seen your faithfulness and handling of little issues. Since I witnessed how you gave your life. How you continued to pray despite your heart's pain. How, in secret, you were collapsing while protecting others. Everything was visible to me. I'll pay it back now. It's spiritual recompense tonight. $55 million is that amount. It's coded with everything you should have received but didn't. It is worth the prayers you said as a youngster. It contains the years you wasted hoping someone would properly love you. In order to prevent disappointment, it bears the weight of the dreams you buried. I never forgot and I never changed my mind about you, God continues, adding, but Archangel Michael has cleared the air around you, and as you read, the chains that were tied to your family line are being broken. Financial oppression is being lifted, evil eyes are going blind, wicked mouths are going silent, and a divine flow is being activated. But pay attention, you have to remain in agreement, because the moment you let fear take over, the flow slows down. Not because God no longer loves you, but because fear blocks the channel. Because God says, who are you to deny what I have approved? You do not have the right to settle, to be afraid, or to say, I don't deserve it. This is more than money. It's about rebuilding God's image within you, about heaven demonstrating to the world what favor looks like. This is about the final application of divine justice through you. The way people treated you, they believed they got away with it, but God has been watching, and He increases the restoration. So what you thought would return as a minor blessing. Because every second after this moment is sacred, this message had to reach you now, not later. He is bringing back in full, overflowing radical abundance. He is not returning what was stolen. Instead, He is giving you interest on the pain. The time you spent waiting was not wasted. Rather, it was invested. The returns hit your account tonight at 9:00 p.m. Right now, as you read this, a spiritual key is turning, a code is being entered, the vault is opening, and the $55 million miracle is beginning to move. You don't have to see it yet. You just need to feel it. It's measured, and the angels are only watching you. Heaven is watching if you dare to believe fully, boldly, loudly. Then let's continue because we are approaching the last stage of the miraculous manifestation. And if you feel that tug in your chest, that pressure behind your eyes, or that secret cry of please let this be real, then this is for you. Archangel Michael says, "And now that you have come this far, you are standing at the gate. Do not turn back now. Heaven is on high alert right now." Do you sense that pull in your soul or that slight shudder in your chest? It's not coincidence or anxiety. Rather, it's the vibration of a blessing pressing against the veil of the unseen, a veil that is just a few seconds away from splitting open. And it won't be quiet or gentle when it tears. It will be the kind of blessing that creates noise in the natural world. You'll be called. Doors will open without your knocking, accounts will change, numbers will fluctuate, faces will look in disbelief, and all you'll be able to say is, "I waited and it came." Michael states, "The enemy's final tactic is to divert your attention just prior to the release in order to cause you to question this term. The purpose of this is to get you to leave the page and say, 'Maybe tomorrow, but listen to me.' Since this type of gate only opens once throughout a spiritual cycle, which is coming to an end tonight, there is no tomorrow in the realm of the spirit when it comes to tonight's blessing. You weren't crazy for dreaming big or for believing more. They called it delusion, but God calls it prophecy. They said you needed to be more realistic and practical. But heaven says your realism was never meant to replace my miracles. Don't let your natural eyes take away what your spirit already knows. Because you are the only one who would carry the $55 million with honor, vision, and compassion. You don't want money to show off. You want to build, you want to rescue. You were called to walk in the impossible, to hold what others couldn't even imagine, to rise from places where others collapsed and never returned. They tried to get you to give up, but you persisted, and God recorded every moment of silence in which you continued to give thanks to Him, remembering every sacrifice you made when no one expressed gratitude. You are dangerous to darkness because you want to restore and be the miracle in someone else's prayer. He recalled every lonesome birthday, every email rejection, every phony acquaintance, and every night you slept with the hope that maybe next month would be better. Now he declares, "This child will never be without anything again." We've entered a time where there will be no more near misses, half blowdowns, or being overlooked. Your name has formally taken the mantle. Let me tell you what will happen, though, if you ignore this. Should you go too soon? The angels will wait, but they won't wait indefinitely since this word has a timer, even if you say it sounds too good to be true. Additionally, when 9 p.m. rolls around, either it enters your life or it is diverted. It also doesn't matter how much you cry afterward because tears don't affect the blessing. It reacts to trust, timing, and alignment. For this reason, Michael constantly saying, "Don't delay, stay prepared, and open your heart." Changes are already occurring in your field. Right now, people who haven't spoken to you in years are thinking about you. Rooms you have never entered are mentioning your name. Someone silently stares at your photo, unsure of how to get in touch. Something divine is whirling around you, but you can't see it quite yet. It is also no longer awaiting authorization. All that's needed is your complete affirmative. Heaven has approved the transaction. And now the money, the favor, and the authority are being transferred. This is a spiritual cable that is being transmitted live. Your reality will never be the same after it's finished. Not because you're broken, but because you're finally being seen, you will cry. Not because it's hilarious, but because you've regained your identity, you'll chuckle. You will donate because you now have more than you need, not because you are compelled to. You weren't called here merely to survive God. He called you to be distinctive, to shine, to be the model for divine reversal. This is your tale. Not the tale of the person who came close, but the one who got up at the last minute, had complete faith, and got everything that was promised. And the time is drawing near. There is a line of angels, unrolling the scroll. It's an actual countdown. Michael has drawn his sword. Your safe is shaking. When it occurs, there will be silence in the globe. An explosion, a holy shaking, a flow of tears, and a cry of "I did it" will occur inside your spirit, though. He succeeded. After then, close your eyes for a short while, because you are getting closer to something sacred as I write this following section. Even though your ears aren't able to hear it, your spirit is. A heavenly rustle of angel wings, a thunderous boom, a heavenly thunder. The invisible world is not too far away. You can feel it rubbing against your shoulders. Walking through your home's hallways is it. It is sitting next to you while you go through this moment. God has never leaned in this close, and heaven has never been this clear, repeats Archangel Michael. Louder now. This is it. Don't let it go. Don't dispute it now. That's not stress. That's the opening, the gate parting, the signature of heaven sealing the scroll in your name, and that's the explosion of everything you were ever meant to be. The power entering your life isn't just a blessing. It's an explosion of everything you were ever meant to be. You were never made to be a footnote in someone else's story. God made you for fullness, glory, and legacy. That's why the $55 million figure is so precise. It's not a symbolic or ambiguous promise. It's your divine confirmation, and God wanted you to know that this wasn't written for anyone else. The angels are no longer guessing. That number is linked to spiritual deposits, blessings your ancestors never touched, ideas buried in your lineage, waiting for someone brave enough to activate them. Dreams passed down from generation to generation until they reached the one person who wouldn't bury them in fear, and that person is you. You're not being blessed because you asked, but rather because you survived, because you didn't fold, because you kept showing up when it didn't make sense, and because God saw you when no one applauded. They're assigning, placing, and locking coordinates into your atmosphere. The currency isn't just gold, though. It's honor, restoration, and divine reputation. When your own hands were empty, He saw you give. When your own heart was hurting, He saw you love. And He waited for the time when your heart would eventually whisper it was time. Now is the time. This is your prize too. Because you passed, not just because you prayed. Due to the fact that you disrupted cycles. Because you could have cursed, but you chose to forgive. Because you chose the truth and avoided taking shortcuts. It is not out of sympathy that heaven is giving you this. In fulfillment of prophecy, heaven is crowning you. And for that reason, Michael is battling tonight with his entire army. Because if your hands touch what was always yours, hell will be terrified. Because when you touch it, you'll develop nations instead of just spending money. Nations, indeed. Rent is not as important as this. This is more significant than bills. Spiritual laws are being drafted in your advantage. The laws are changing. The policies are breaking down. A chosen one is taking over, and systems are shaking. And when the transaction occurs, don't be shocked if your body trembles, your phone lights up, someone calls unexpectedly, you start crying uncontrollably, or the atmosphere in your room changes abruptly. It isn't magic. It is a manifestation. It's what occurs when divine timing and spiritual obedience collide. This is your money window, according to Michael. Practice was what the others were. It is a prophecy. 9:00 p.m. something permanent starts. And if you answer yes without hesitation and your heart is in alignment, the angels will not only deliver the money, but also the mission that goes along with it. You'll have diverse dreams. Your speech will change. Walking like someone who is aware of having God's hand in their pocket will be your style. But only if you think so. Just as long as you continue to agree. If you don't leave early, that is. Because of this particular moment. I hear your name. It's in the writing stage. It's luminous. The ghost is also whispering. Don't stop here. It's almost here. Remain mellow. Keep your doors open. Refrain from making a lot of noise. Allow this sacred quiet to baptize your thoughts. You just got a message that most people will never understand. Most people will only dream of the access you've just been granted. Your scroll was just unlocked for you, and your soul is aware of it. Don't rely on little prayers anymore. Avoid returning to perhaps next year. Refrain from slogging through your days. Especially because heaven just declared, I approve of this one. Bless them beyond measure. You have confirmed this. It's your covering. This concludes your session. The last gate is about to open. What transpires during these final moments will have a lasting impact on your life. Don't move. Continue to be obedient. The miracle you never gave up on will be waiting for you when the clock strikes 9.